Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Alisha Safia binti Mat Nisa from G4EC11046. So today I will be presenting about the personal protective equipment, or we know as PPE. So today we will be talking about what is personal protective equipment. Secondly, we will be talking about the common type of PPE in construction site, then hazard environment at construction site, and the conclusion. So what is personal protective equipment? Every year, the construction business has the largest number of fatal injury incidents. Workers may still be exposed to health and safety risks from hazard even after a complete risk assessment and the implementation of sufficient control into a work environment, which is PPE, is so vital. Personal protective equipment, or commonly referred to as PPE, is a protective equipment that we need to wear to reduce the risk of major industrial injuries and disease. Chemical, radiology, physical, electrical, chemical, and other jobs danger may cause this injury or disease. So personal protective equipment should be developed and manufactured in a safe manner, and it should be kept clean and dependable to the user. It should be comfortable for the worker to utilize it, so it can be a difference between safely covered and being dangerously exposed if personal protective equipment does not fit properly. For 10 most common type of personal protective equipment PPE that we use in construction work, firstly is a safety helmet. The danger of head injury to employees is always present in many industrial working settings, such as mining, power, construction, and forestry. Physical injuries are the most significant danger which can occur as a consequence of a falling object or collision with a stationary object at works. Many people avoid wearing safety helmet, but the role of safety helmet on site should not be underestimated. The safety wear is not complete without the safety helmet because it can help to save the user head from the impact of object falling from above by resisting and deflecting blow to the head, being struck on the head by a falling object, hitting fixed dangerous object at the workplace, open flame and molten metal splash, or electric shock. So what is the different type of safety helmet? So as you can see, we have a various color to represent the various function on the side. With this color, you can also differentiate the visitor or non-working people entering the site. So you can see the white is for manager or competence operative, yellow is for the worker, gray is for the seat visitor, red is for firefighter, green is for the safety officer, and blue is for the electrician, carpenter, or other technical operator. So there is 3 types of safety helmet class specification. So class A is offer the user with impact and penetration resistance apart from limited voltage protection. So class B offer protection against electrical hazard with high voltage shock and burn protection. So class C offer the lightweight comfort and impact protection. Secondly, we'll be talking about work boots. So what is work boots? Whether you spend your day outside lugging material to a building site or dealing with the final points of electrical wiring, one of the most crucial items that you can pack is a good pair of work boots. Safety boots aren't the most fashionable footwear to the workplace, but it isn't the lightest for your foot either. But safety boots can provide a surprising number of advantages, not only for your feet but also for your whole health. They can even have an impact on your work productivity. So what is the reason that you need to use a work boot at a construction site? It can offer protection against puncture as well as they protect your feet from weight. Protection from sharp object puncture or penetration. They also required by the law and can get sued if not wear it. So next we'll be talking about work glove. So what is work glove? A material that still moves, handle, cut, sweep, and fix by hand in the building business. Hand injury are among the most prevalent thanks to a mix of dangerous substance ranging from solvent to wet cement. Work gloves are a type of personal protective equipment that cover and protect the hands from wrist to fingertip while working on the project. Work gloves protect the user hand and the finger from injuries including cuts, blisters, splinters, skin puncture, and heat, and also chemical burn, depending on the job environment. So gloves really come with a variety of style. So work glove may be known as safety glove or protective glove. Next will be the eyes safety. Every year, construction workers suffer accidents that have serious impact on their ability to work, such as vision loss or even blindness. However, by following several basic procedures necessary for good eyes protection, such as incident, it can be minimized, if not eliminated. So, construction site can cause serious eye injury because the workers are exposed to a variety of danger on their daily basis, including flying nails, wood splinter, metal piece, and finest particles like dust and grit generated by cement mixing, cutting, or chipping. The consequence might range from transit blur vision, discomfort, or burn to severe and long-term visual impairment, or even blindness because of the short of activity. Then, on the side determines what caused a eyes injury. The first line of defense is to conduct a risk assessment to identify possible risks. The goal should be to have this danger eradicated before starting work. However, because this isn't always practicable, eyes protection using eyes glasses is essential. Safety harness. Fall account for 39.2% of occupational death in construction industry, according to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. The use of a fall prevention harness would have been avoided this help. The majority of fall come from the height wood station, holes in the floor, and overhang platform. A safety harness is a piece of protection gear used to keep a human, animal, or even object safe from harm. The harness is a connection between a fixed and a non-stationary item, made of rope, cable, or webbing, as well as a locking gear. Some safety harnesses are used in conjunction with a shock absorber to control acceleration when the rope end is reached. A good example is bungee jump. So next is a protective cloth. Every year, numerous people are injured or killed in workplace incidents involving moving vehicle or machinery because of their presence are not properly signaled. Insufficient visibility of people traveling along the roadway also contribute to many accidents. The safety of individuals who are at the danger of being hit by moving car and object can be improved by wearing a reflective clothing with the right characteristic and design. By choosing reflective clothing that is appropriate to the situation where people present can be signaled. So the main purpose of wearing this protective clothes is also known as high visibility warning cloth is to signal the presence of the user in place and situation which may be effective at any time, whether it's night or day. Reflective clothing is commonly used by construction workers and those performing maintenance work in the motorway and road or track. The clothing such as overall high visibility vest, light jacket, or padded suit. So next is the respiratory protective equipment, or we know as a face mask. So construction dust can harm employee health and lead to a life-threatening illness. Many forms of dust can be inhaled by construction workers, including silica, woods, and lead dust. Workplace exposed to small particles of silica dust, as also known as a respirable crystalline silica that can lead to serious disease, including silicosis, a progressive lung disease marked by scarring and thickening the lung tissue, and lung cancer. It estimates about 2 million construction workers are exposed to silica dust on the job. So, in line with CDC guidance, OSHA recognized that cloth face masks can be important protective measurement because it can provide some caveat for construction employees to be considered. Next is hearing protection. Okay, what is hearing protection? High amount of noise might result in irreversible hearing damage. This form of hearing loss is not treatable with surgery or a hearing device. Construction site has a lot of noisy operation going on and they may be a big resource of noise pollution. Loud noise also can impair job productivity and lead to the workplace incident by making warning signs harder to hear. Loud noise causes hearing loss, which restrict your capability to hear high frequency, interpret speech, and communicate, which can lead to social isolation. So, damage can occur within the ear at noise levels similar to the running a lawnmower for 8 hours. First, this may cause a temporary loss of hearing that may last as long as 14 to 16 hours, with repeatedly exposure to high noise level and periodically exposure to a high noise level as is common at most construction job site, so your hearing may not fully recover. Next is fall protection. So historically, fall are the leading cause of fatality in construction, accounting for about 1/3 of fatality in this industry. For example, the Bureau of Labor Statistics report there were about 291 fatal falls to a lower level of construction in 2013 out of 828 total fatality. So fall are one of the most prevalent causes of catastrophic injury and death at work. Employee must set up the work environment so that employees that do not fall off the evaluation workstation, platform, or into gaps in the floor or walls. Okay, we'll be into the hazard environment at construction site. Okay, what is the hazard environment? So, approximately 20% of death in the private sector occur in the construction business. Construction also has a higher fatal injury rate than the national average for all industry in the same category. The majority of incidents may be avoided with adequate training and equipment, which are regrettably lacking in many projects. So, firstly, the most frequent hazard in construction is a fall in construction site. Fall from height account for approximately 1/3 of all construction fatalities each year and are caused by occurrences such as shaky work surface and misuse or failure to deploy fall protection equipment and the inappropriate use of scaffolding or ladder. Working at height and both inside or outside the structure is common in construction, such as on rooftop, scaffold, ladder, stairwells is always dangerous. Many of these injuries might be avoided if safety standards were followed, especially while using the high-risk equipment. So it is essential to ensure the employee has access to the correct equipment called PPE, such as hard hat, non-skid boots, the correct sizing uniform, safety harness, and safety net and guard rails. Second is being struck by object. Being struck by object accounts for approximately 10% of all construction project deaths, and the main culprit of this category is vehicle hazard. Construction sites are the bustling places with frequent activity from heavy machinery like cranes and forklifts. Vehicles, including heavy moving objects such as crane, can be deadly if not operated properly. On construction site, being struck by a moving object is a special trait, thus effective hazard zone leveling and suitable barrier measurement are essential. So it is essential to ensure the employee to wear a correct PPE to avoid this situation happen, such as wearing a safety eyewear, ensure the worker wearing the safety clothing such as highlighted vest, hard hat is very important for everyone to avoid this situation from happening. Repetitive strain injury and other physical alignment as a result of an accident or repeat activity. About 64% of construction workers suffer from musculoskeletal problem. Repeated use of a certain gear and equipment, such as ground working equipment and vibrating power tools, put workers at risk by developing hand-arm vibration syndrome, commonly known as blue finger. This can cause the loss of many hours of work. Adequate training, protective gear, and proactive protocol can help to prevent this injury. So it is essential to make sure the workers to wear work boot while in the construction site. Always wear gloves to protect our hands and arm, and ensure that they are wearing a complete body protection while doing all the works in the construction site. So for the conclusion, the most important conclusion of all this is properly training personnel is critical for reducing health and safety risks on construction site. Many construction-related injuries and deaths can be avoided with proper training and adherence to workplace safety procedures. Simple tools such as safety checklists can substantially minimize the likelihood of human error-related incidents. On the construction site, protective personal equipment such as eye, face, and heat protection can also assist prevent minor injury from becoming a serious one. While it is difficult to entirely remove health and safety danger in the construction business, risk can be reduced by adhering the safety regulation to provide the safest possible working environment. So that's all from me. Thank you.